Hi Deepali, how are you?
I'm good, sir. What about you?
I'm good too. Thank you for asking. So, can you tell us something about yourself?
Yes. Hi, sir. My name is Dipali Kadam. I'm from Latur, Maharashtra. I have completed BA B.Ed, and while doing B.Ed, I was like teaching in a school for 3 years.
Oh, wow.
So I also have experience of teaching in non-technical field as a teacher for 3 years.
Great. Yeah.
So after that, recently I got married. So I just decided to change the non-technical field into the IT world because my husband is also automation tester, and he inspired me to get into this field. So
That's
now,
uh,
yeah. So
that's great.
recently,
Yeah, good thing to hear that.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you. So in January month of this year, I joined a software testing training course that is Moola at Bangalore. So from January, I'm taking the course, and the course is just now undergoing. So from that course, I have learned manual testing as well as automation. But I didn't mention automation in my resume
Hmm.
because like training is undergoing. So just I have confidence on manual testing. So that's why. That's
Okay.
pretty much about me. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, that was good. So that's a good thing that after marriage, your husband is motivating you for
Yeah.
pursuing career in the software testing. So that's a good thing, and you would be able to focus on the career as you both are in the same field. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah. So let's now move to the technical round. Okay. Let's say if you have the release coming up in next 2 days, okay,
Okay.
and you are getting the critical defects in the last 2 days. So generally last 2 days are for, doing high level testing when most of
Right.
the testing has been done and people are confident enough for sign off, but you are getting defects at the very end in the last 2 days before the release, right? So what will you do in this situation?
Yeah. So according to my knowledge, at last day, if I'm getting defect, so I need to like fix those defects that time also, because like it is not good that delivering a product with defects. So I will talk to my senior person about those defects, whatever defects I'm getting, and without resolving them, if they are like, I will check the priority also, like severity and priority, both the things I will check if it is impacting or not. If
Mhm.
those are like minor issues, then I can go with ahead. But if they that is impacting on like the features of the application, that then cannot go ahead. So I have to inform this to my senior person first if I'm getting that.
Okay, so you will inform your senior person. Let's say if he or she is on leave, then what will you do?
So I will involve BA or product owner.
Mm-hmm. Right. So you can involve these business analysts, product owners, and your QA manager together. You can discuss these kind of issues with them. You can also involve dev team with you, the people who have
Yes.
developed this application. So they'll also come to know there is a risk involved in the release, right? So it's a good
Yes.
time. Yeah, it's a good thing to highlight to bring such kind of things on the surface during the release time.
Yes.
Okay, so that's how you will do. Okay, which are the different testing techniques that you are using to write test cases?
Testing techniques. Okay, so I know both of them. Like suppose equivalence partitioning is there,
Mm,
quantity value analysis is there.
mm,
According to priority basis, also I will do that. Suppose I'm getting release in the next 2 days and having too much test cases with me. At
mm,
that time, I can use those testing techniques with me. So
mhm.
these are these kind of testing techniques I know. Statement coverage is also there.
Yeah, yeah. So what is statement coverage?
Statement coverage, it means how much test cases are covered in the specific area. So that is called as test statement coverage. How much percentage of test case is covered?
Mm. Okay, so what is the difference between statement coverage and branch coverage?
I will tell that branch coverage, it means specific area, like specific feature of the application.
Mm,
And statement coverage, I will say that some features are included, like group of features is there. So
mm.
that is called as main difference in between both them.
Okay, and is statement coverage a black box testing technique, right?
Yes.
No. So actually, statement coverage is a white box testing technique.
Oh, okay, okay. I
Yeah.
confused between
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
No worries. So that is
Okay.
fine. So see, statement coverage is a white box testing technique in which all the executable statements in the source code are executed at least once. So you are dealing with the source code over here. So
Yeah.
if you deal with the internal structure of the code, so that is white box testing, right? So you are dealing with the
Yes.
internal structure of the code. That is why it is called statement coverage. It is used for calculation of the number of statements in the source code which have been executed, right? So the main
Right.
purpose of the state, so you can get this also question in an interview. So the main purpose of the statement coverage, what it is. So it is to cover all the possible paths, lines, and statements in the source code, right?
Right.
Yeah. Do you remember the formula for statement coverage?
I don't have that much knowledge about that. I just know the thing theoretically. That's it.
Okay, okay. So statement coverage is nothing but, as we had discussed, it is number of executed statements divided by total number of statements into 100,
Okay.
right? So that's how you will go for statement coverage.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Then what is decision coverage?
Decision coverage, I just will give an example for that. So suppose I want to buy a smartphone. So decision table will be like two columns will be there, suppose from
Mm,
Chroma or second column is from Reliance.
mm,
So both the companies will give their statements like in first Chroma company is providing the mobile phone with charger, cable and also including headphones.
mm, mm,
And Reliance is just providing without headphones.
mm,
So according to that, I will choose the which company I will like buy mobile phone.
mm,
That much I only know the theoretical thing. I
mm,
don't know about like what it will be testing.
mm, mm, mm. Okay, okay, fine, fine. So no worries. So let me share my screen,
So,
and you need to calculate the decision coverage. So what would happen? At least you will uh, get a fair idea of what is decision coverage. Are you able to see my screen?
yes, yes,
So this is the one of the program, right? Now you gave an example of mobile, right?
right,
So you want to purchase smartphone. So
yes,
purchase mobile. So this is the program, right? And you went to Chroma store, right? If Chroma allows headphones, right? They give mobile phones with the headphones, then you will buy from there,
yes,
right? And you will print the shop, the store name. Okay.
yes,
So what will be the decision coverage? What will be the decision coverage for this program?
100%
How come?
because it is including headphones and I want to buy from the store which is
Hmm.
including headphones there.
Okay, okay, great, great. So this was a good thing. Now let's go to else. Which was the other store that you mentioned?
Reliance,
Reliance is also selling all these things.
yes,
They are everywhere. Okay.
yeah.
So here you will print this. Hmm. Now what is the decision coverage for this program?
So near about 30 to 40%.
No, no, it is not 30 to 40%.
I
See,
can give it as 0% also.
yeah, but it's not 0% also. See, I'll tell you how you can calculate. So, how many
Okay,
decisions you are making? So, see, one is this decision. If you buy from Chroma, right, then this condition will be, sorry. So, I mean to say 13, 14, 15, and 16 and 18 line. This flow will get executed. If you'll go
okay,
for this thing, then this flow will get executed. So either of one of the condition is getting fulfilled. So decision coverage will be 50% here. If I add one more
okay,
else condition, so it is one condition getting fulfilled out of three conditions. So it is 1/3. So then it will come somewhere around 33%, right? So that's how you can
right.
calculate decision coverage. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Now. Yeah, you must be thinking, what is this written, right? So this is another question, right? So you have a functionality of file upload, and it can accept files with 1 KB to 1 GB. 1 GB is the max limit, 1 KB is the minimum limit, right? If you try to upload file above 1 GB, then the error message would come. Now you have to come up with the test scenarios for
Okay.
this scenario, yeah, for this feature. Hmm,
Okay.
hmm,
So the scenarios for this scenario is will be like the minimum limit is 1 KB and maximum limit is 1 GB.
hmm,
Okay, so here I can go with uh, equivalence partitioning also and boundary value analysis also. So
hmm,
here, suppose I will use boundary value analysis, then minimum minus one, like minus 1 KB will be first scenario, that is invalid. 1 KB will be the second scenario, that is valid case. And then I will go to the maximum plus one, that is 1.1 GB or ahead. So that will be my third scenario, which is invalid. And fourth scenario, that is maximum limit 1 GB. So that will be valid limit. So these kind of scenarios I will make for this.
hmm, hmm. What else you will test?
Um, like suppose here it is mentioned that above 1 GB file error message would come, right? So suppose I'm giving 1.1 GB there, then this message is coming or not, that thing I will check, verifying and validating the thing. The message would come there after putting 1.1 or 1.12, whatever it may be, plus maximum limit plus whatever, 1 2 3 4 whatever.
Hmm,
So that thing should come. In negative scenarios, I will test like giving the invalid data.
hmm,
So there is valid data between 1 KB to 1 GB. So 500 KB, that will be invalid case. And suppose I will go to the last means 0 KB or minus one, that will be in the invalid scenarios.
hmm,
So these kind of negative scenarios also I will check.
hmm, hmm. You can also add the test scenario with a 0 KB file. That is also a negative test
Yes.
scenario. Then you can test.
Yes.
So in the happy path, you can test file types with PNG, all image types like BMP, JPG, GIF,
Right.
JE. So what is happening with all those files? Then you can test with MP4 kind of files. So different types of file format: Word documents, Excel files, zip files, .rar. So all those file types you can check, right? Then you can
Right.
check with single file upload. You can also check with multiple file upload. Okay. So
Yes.
when you get this scenario, there should be a question, sir, is this for a single file or is this for multiple file, right?
Correct.
So for multiple files again, then you can ask question to the BA. If I upload 5 files, so all those files total limit would be 1 GB, or it is per file 1 GB limit, right? So those kind of questions, right? Then
Right.
if they tell total 1 GB, then you can test with multiple files with whose total is up to 1 GB, and you can also test with 4 files up to 1 GB and 1 file beyond the limit, right? So mix and match. So all those permutation combination you can take, right?
Right.
Then you can also check negative test scenarios. At the time of uploading the file, the network got disconnected, or you were trying to upload from mobile, so the mobile data got disconnected. Then you were trying to upload using hotspot, you were trying to upload using some VPN, you were trying to upload this file, you are trying to use this feature within some virtual machine, right? And if the VPN is getting disconnected, then what happens, right? So those kind of scenarios you
Yeah.
can tell, right? So this is
Okay.
about file upload functionality.
Yes.
Okay. This is fine. Okay, now let's say you have got some website to test, which is flipkart.com, right? So that is an
Okay.
e-commerce based website, right? So
Yes.
how will you, yeah, how will you give the test estimation? How much time do you need to test that website?
Estimation. Okay. So first I will understand the requirements, whatever I have given.
Mm,
Whatever questions I will get, I will ask that to PA, because it is like it's not like that I will assume whatever I want. So I
mm,
have to ask the questions according to that requirements to
mm,
BA. According to that, I will plan my test cases using traceability matrix. So
mm,
what
mm.
happens? No any requirement will be missed. So I will plan
Right.
accordingly, whatever the
Mm,
test scenarios, test cases are there. I will plan accordingly, and according to that, I will give the estimate. For that, I need to create all the test plan with me.
mm, mm, mm. Right, right. So, okay. So, how will you give high level estimation? How much time do you need? How much days? How many hours do you need for testing that entire story?
Entire application you are saying, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So at least 10 to 15 days I will need for entire application. If you're saying for the one page or two page, then I can say that within 5 to 6 days I can complete that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, let's say uh, the client is asking you to complete the testing in 1 week. Then what would be your approach?
Then I will go with different testing techniques, priorities about the test cases, priority severity. So according to that, I will plan and I will try to complete within 1 week. If still I'm getting some defects in that, like first question you have asked me that you have release and that. So if I'm getting any defects at the last point also, then I cannot go ahead. I have to tell the BA or product owner whatever the issues I'm facing. So
Mm-hmm.
that thing I will do, but I will try to finish it in within 1 week, giving extra time to the work.
Right, right. Okay. What do you know about Test Case Studio?
Uh, no, I don't have idea about SK Studio.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So let this be an open question for the people who are watching this video, right? What is Test Case Studio, right? So, okay. So I'll give you the answer. So Test Case Studio is nothing but it's a open source plugin which you can use for writing test cases, for developing the test cases, right? So it is a platform which is used to record the user actions performed on a web application, and it will capture all those statements, all the navigation in the English sentences, right? It also records the screenshots, right? So that's
Okay.
how it is. Yeah, it is very useful, and it has been developed by one of our Indian entrepreneur, that is Sanjay Kumar, right? Test Case Studio, and it is also officially featured on the Chrome store, so you can also add this plugin into your Chrome browser. It is supporting Firefox, Edge, Opera browser, also Safari, Chromium also. So all these browsers are supported by this plugin, right? So generally what we
Okay.
do when we write the manual test cases in Excel file, we capture those screenshots, we write those test cases manually, but using Test Case Studio, it would be easily done. Okay. Okay. Now, uh, in Flipkart.com, there is a payment gateway feature, right? So can you tell me negative test
Yes.
scenarios for payment gateway? Yeah, negative test
Yes.
scenario. Uh,
Negative for payment gateway. Okay.
mm,
So for payment gateway, first thing will be there, that is security testing. Whatever the data I'm entering there, that will be like that will not be go in the wrong hands, right? So
mm,
that security testing part will be there for that. So suppose I am entering any like suppose I'm entering 500 rupees in that.
mm,
So then it should be like in my bank balance at least 1000 or 500 rupees should be there, right? So if
mm,
I'm entering 500 rupees there, then if I'm not having that much balance in my account, then it should not be go ahead. If it is there, then it will go, like that will be for happy path. But if it's not there, then I can enter that. So the limit of the 1 day will be there. So suppose 1 lakh is the limit of the same day,
mm,
and I'm buying many things and that is beyond 1 lakh. So
mm,
my thing will be like I will enter the more than 1 lakh, and
okay.
it should not let me go ahead for
Mm,
this. Okay. And if I'm entering wrong UPI or wrong pin there, then it should not accept. I will go give the invalid data for that. It should not accept my invalid data there. Whatever I'm entering there, whatever the input I'm giving there, that should be like if I'm entering any invalid data like UPI, name,
Hmm.
whatever pin is there, it should not accept. That will be the means most negative scenario for there.
Okay, so invalid UPI, you are telling invalid UPI or
Yes,
invalid debit card number
pin.
or invalid OTP.
Yes,
Yeah, perfect.
whatever input. Yes.
Mm. Right, right. Okay, okay, great. So, what is mutation testing?
Um, Mutation. I didn't heard this term.
Okay, okay, no worries. So, let this be an
Yeah.
open question for the people who are watching this video. What is mutation testing? Okay, now what is the difference between error, defect, fault, and bug?
Okay. So error, I will tell that error is like a human mistake.
Hmm,
So whenever the coding is going on, like we are humans, so developers will do some mistakes. So that is called as error.
hmm,
Then you asked bug, right?
hmm, hmm. Right.
Bug. Okay. So when the tester is raising anything, the misbehavior of the application,
Hmm,
that we can say as it as a bug. But if developer is accepting that that is a bug, then it is called as a defect.
hmm.
And one more thing, fault you asked, right? So fault
Fault.
will be some coding error, I can say.
Hmm. So,
And
fault
one
is
more, I
nothing.
think.
Yeah, fault is nothing but it's an incorrect step or process, you can say, right?
Okay.
Or data definition in a software product. Yeah, what is failure then?
Failure then, like after releasing the product in the market, if
Hmm,
end user is facing any issue, so that
hmm.
is the failure of the application.
Right, right. Okay, so failure is the uh, instability of a software system, right? So, which which the software is not able to perform its operations within the specified performance benchmark. So that is the failure.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Now, what is the difference between test case and test scenario?
Yeah, test scenario is just a one-liner description of the
Hmm,
feature to be tested.
hmm,
So, for example, suppose take example of login page.
hmm,
So, for login page, first just one test scenario I will tell that verifying and validating the functionality of the username text box.
hmm,
That will be my first test scenario. But test cases are steps in detail, whatever the steps we have to follow. In test case sheet, what we will mention: test case ID, test case name, prerequisite, whatever we want for that, then test data, what data, like valid data we want, that thing, then steps to perform,
hmm,
detail steps. And then after that we have expected results, and after execution we will add actual results in that. And remarks, if we have to give any remarks to that, that will be included. And one more thing is status. So these things are included in the test case. So test case is nothing but it's a detailed description of the test scenario.
hmm. Right, right. And test scenario is generally a one-line statement. It will describe the
Yes.
feature or application which needs to be tested. Right.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, Dipali, I am done with the interview. Do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, so
Hmm.
according to all those questions, so what advice you want to give me?
No, so I think it was good. The manual testing concepts are really clear. You should focus on automation now because
Right.
once you are done with the manual testing, then you can increase the calls chances by giving by learning automation.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So rest all
So
looks good. Yeah.
okay, and one more question actually I was having.
Mm.
What is the main difference between smoke and sanity testing?
Okay. See, smoke testing is a very high level testing that will be done when you receive a build or you receive the feature or user story for the testing. While sanity testing, you will be executing each and every test case. That's kind of a detail level testing that you will perform for every feature or every user story. So smoke testing can be completed in 1 hour, 2 hours. Sanity testing might take some time. It depends on the test number of test cases because you will have to execute all the test cases.
Right.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank. Yeah. That's it,
Thank you.
Dipali.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's it.